Welcome back, guys, to another interview on mmaunhinged. I am joined by Patrick Mcglade. An absolute pleasure,
Hello,
Patrick. How are you?
I'm good. Are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fantastic. To
Good.
get you on, I mean, when you reached out, I was like, mate, it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
I enjoy these type of interviews when you get these, a youngster coming up, eager,
yeah,
full of confidence, like yourself.
yeah.
I
That's
love
it,
them.
mate. That's it, mate. I'm going to take over the full game.
I
Trust
love your
me.
Instagram. I feel like every time I open Instagram, you've got a new post
Yeah,
saying, I'm eager. You want to get it back in. I just feel like that confidence and the motivation right now
yeah.
for you must be off the roof.
Oh, it's through the roof. This is it now. I've got something to work towards. It's my purpose. It's my job now. And like I said, I'm ready to take over the full shit. I'm going to blow the roof off gas by next year. Trust me. Honest.
Absolutely. We've
Yeah,
got some fantastic shows. Obviously, Milton Keynes got announced literally yesterday,
yeah,
so we're going to talk about that. But firstly, I want to talk about the tryouts. I was talking to you before we went on air. It's quite
yeah.
unusual to see like these tryouts happen in combat sports. I just want to talk. I wanted to ask you about the application process. What does that kind of look like? Do you have to get in a video, start shadow boxing? What happens?
No, no. So what it was, I got a phone call a few weeks before asking to step in for the fight.
Ah,
I only had like 3 or 4 days, but the fight was 75k or something like that. And at that time, I was just walking about at about 64.
mhm.
So I did say to him, I'd still take the fight, no problem. I said, if you need me, I'm there. I said I could easily get up to 70k within 3 days, no problem. And then Lewis Hoggerty basically rang me back. Then thought he found someone. So, and then 2 weeks later, I got a message off him saying apply for these um, tryouts. So it was just a form thing. Do you know online?
Yeah, yeah, like
And
a like Indeed or something.
yeah, 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 something like that. And anyway, put your email in, information, your record, um, such and such, and then send it off. And then he said you should get an email back to say like you've applied to go to the Bkfc tryouts. About 4 days later, got the email. I was absolutely buzzing.
Yeah,
Um, what
absolutely.
going what?
I was sort of presuming it was quite a selective audience that they had. I presume they're not going to accept everybody because of obviously it'd be too crammed.
Yeah.
So did you have to kind of you talked about that you had to put your record down? Was that the main bit that
I
you put
don't
down your experience?
particularly. I don't think it was. I think it was because I offered to take the fight on such short notice. Like no fucks given. Let me get in there and I'll have it, I'll have it with him. And other than that, I think just the way I am. I think they might have looked at my profile or whatever, and like I said, I'll have it with anyone anytime. I don't really care if if that's involved. Then give me it.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah,
money's a great incentive. So it's fantastic for you to, as you talked about earlier, this is a job for you now. So that's extra motivation. I want to kind of talk about the tryouts. What kind of happened at them. Heading into the gym. Firstly, what was the confidence like? I know it was a long way for you to travel,
no,
Middlesbrough all the way to Birkenhead. That's like
yeah,
next to Liverpool, I think. So a long way to
yeah.
long way to travel, a long way to kind of get in your own head, talk about what's going to happen, how am I going to feel. Talk to me about that confidence and obviously the nerves heading towards the gym.
God's honest truth, I didn't sleep. I did not sleep. I was that excited. That I had a lot of confidence, going into there. I had a serious lot of confidence, not a care in the world. I was going in there to impress these guys, you know what I mean, and show them what I'm about.
Mhm.
And I
As
walked
a
in there,
product,
yeah,
it was a long ride to Birkenhead. I can imagine what's going through your head. Am I
yeah,
prepared? Who's going to be there? Am I going to be better than these guys? And ultimately, it did pay off though.
Do you know?
And I kind of want to talk about what happened on the day, what drills they, what they put you through, and obviously, I know they put you through sparring. So what did that look like? Was it kind of a selective drill? Sorry, I know they had trainings there. Talk to me more about that.
Um, the sparring was. I've sparred with some really good guys down there. Some of them, Andy Walsh, I shout out to him, great
Yeah,
lad. He's already had BKB fights. Um, there was a few others who were boxers, stuff like that. Like I say, I've never really been full on dedicated to training properly in my life. I've always been off and on, but I'm very talented. That's where I come across. Now I just need to work hard, and you'll see a whole different shit take over again, like I said. But no, the sparring was good. Some good rounds. Um, yeah, it was excellent. Sparred some really good people, and
absolutely.
yeah,
I watched some of the tryouts. Absolutely, I watched some of the heavyweights ones because BKFC always
yeah,
in
they
many
look
of the
good, didn't
heavyweights.
they?
They're
Yeah,
they're absolutely solid. But ultimately, you did get signed. So obviously, you showcased what you needed to showcase to get
yeah,
the signature.
yeah.
But talk to me about how did you find out? How does that happen? Did they all put you in a line, read out your
No,
names, and step
it was
forward? Is
quite
it like you all in line like the Champions League music going off? Everything. What's going on?
no, it was quite weird actually. It was what I was thinking, mate. There was a lad walking about with like a cheap paper and coming up over and asking for names and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I seen him go to a few lads, and I thought he better come over to me, hear him. Because I'm thinking, mate, is he like writing names down to see? You thinking, yeah, he's been selected, and he's been selected. So I'm thinking he better come over to me. Anyway, he walks up, and he asks my name. And then after that moment, I thought, I'm definitely in here. Anyway, I walked out now. This was after all the training was done. They're still talking, but where we were sparring, there weren't enough room for us to be in there, so they put a few out, and then the few came in after us. So we had like 15, 20 minutes in the other room, just sat there. And I kept asking people, do you reckon I've got in there? And a few of them went, listen, lads, you fucking look good there. You've definitely gone in. And then Andrew Bagwell, he came walking out, and he was like, can you go in October? I said, no problem. And that was it.
And
Job
boom,
done.
we will
That
talk
was the
about
hard work
the
start.
show. As we talked about, and I think this is so fascinating. I love it. In my head, I pictured maybe they had lined you up and they read out names and everyone stepped forward, but maybe not.
No,
No,
no, it wasn't like that, mate. No, it was
I'll just quickly, Patrick. I think you've got your mic covered, if that's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
We'll move on. So now you are a signed fighter. I know it's quite big for you. It's been all over your social media, obviously Instagram,
yeah.
Facebook, and stuff like that. How does that feel now? The confidence. Obviously, how does that feel that you are a signed fighter? You're part of that roster. Talk to me more about that.
I can't even describe it, mate. My mind's still just, it's mind blowing that to say I'm going to be fighting in October on Bkfc. I can't believe it. Like, it's a big platform, good opportunity for me. And I'm just ready to go and take over the full shit. And that's what's going down October. I've had a message to say I've got my opponent. I know who it is. We'll spam with the kid on Sunday. So sort of know what he's about. I know what I'm in for. And trust me, it won't go past the first round, mark my words.
Absolutely. I want to talk about. Obviously, we'll get into that October show. But now the hard work begins. He talks about you were really off and on training, but now
Yeah, no,
it's kind of it's now or never, in it. So you got
it's
really
now
put your
or
foot
never.
down.
This is it. It's either I
The
take
gas.
the opportunity or I waste it, and it'd be sad to waste. This is something I've wanted from a young kid, like I said, and I'm ready to go. I can't wait. I'm going to be working
And
alongside with Lee Gibson. That's going to be my boxing coach full time. I'll be looking to get a strength and conditioning coach, which I think will be Owen Jennings. Well, it most definitely will be. That they're in the same gym and they work together, so that's perfect for me. So I'm ready to go. October, it'll be good. Trust me.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk more about that the October show. The Bkfc prospect card. I presume you haven't been given an opponent or anything like that, or a name or anything like that. Has there been any developments? I'm being a little bit cheeky there.
I've been given an opponent. Yeah, I know it is. I can't
Yeah,
say
you
the
won't be able to
right
say that.
now.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah, I need to. It will be. It'll be out soon, so you'll see that. Yeah, but I know the opponent. I was sparring with him on Sunday, so I know what I'm in for. So,
Ah,
not the words, it won't go past the first round.
okay. So you were
Yeah,
sparring him at tryouts.
yeah.
Process of elimination.
I won't
There
say
was
it
only
was.
a couple that got signed, Patrick.
Yeah. There was a couple that got signed, but so if you know who got signed, you could have a little guess, but I won't say too much about that till I'm allowed.
That's good. So that's quite funny because you were sparring, chasing the same dream. Now you're
Yeah,
fighting each other.
yeah.
How does that
Now
feel?
I'm fighting him. Yeah, bit weird. Like I didn't think there'd be any of the lads out of that selection. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was
Yeah,
either going to be
absolutely.
some
I mean, obviously, without giving too much away of the opponent.
yeah.
Talk to me about his style. What fight you reckon is is going to be brought, and how the fight is going to go down. Obviously, on October.
He comes from a Muay Thai background. He's he's a lot taller than me, like, but it just it's not from my bread of the cloth. He hasn't got what I've got. No chance. I can just see getting injured in the first round. I'm gonna work the body a lot, and it'll be over.
Yeah, you
Definitely.
just said there that he hasn't got what you got. Talk to me more about that. What is the difference? What sets you apart from obviously your opponent?
He just hasn't had the struggles I've had from a young lad to now, and I haven't had any. It's been a rough 4 year. These last 4 years, it's been hard. Been on and off work. Um, just just stuff happening in the family, losing people. I've had problem with drug addiction in the past, so that's been a struggle as well. Um, just it just hasn't got that what I've got. I'm from a different cloth. I know it. I can tell a lot. I've done previous work where I can tell a person how they speak, how they act, how they react to me, and I just know it. He just as soon as he takes a good shot, he's done. To put it this way, how I see it, where I'm from, he's a divvy. That's the only way I can explain it. He's a fucking div, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a fantastic word to you. Well, obviously, I don't know your opponent, but up here in the northeast, obviously they use that word a lot.
Yeah,
If you're drunk, disorderly, or anything like you're a divvy or anything like that, I'm just like, what's going on? But yeah, an unusual way, but a very northeast way to describe your opponent.
yeah,
Love it. Um,
yeah,
and I kind of want to top up a little bit about that. Obviously, fighting out of Middlesbrough, it's been a fantastic year for Borough in terms of combat sports.
yeah.
If you're looking at George, you're looking at
George,
Harry
Harry,
Hardwick. Obviously, George Hardwick fighting next week, Tuesday, for a chance to get into the UFC. And obviously, Harry Hardwick has been an absolute tear as well.
yeah.
Talk to me about that, their influence. What has that kind of done for yourself in terms of your
George,
career?
I love George and Harry. I've trained down there a few times at MFA. Unfortunately for me, I've got a dislocated shoulder. It every time. No shit. And I'll even go and get the letters to prove it now that I've got an operation due for October. But I think I'm gonna have to cancel it if it comes after before. Obviously, the fight date. It's gonna have to wait.
Wait, so you have a dislocated shoulder right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna prove it to you now. Actually, I'm gonna go and get the letters. Give me a second.
And you're still fighting?
Yeah, give me a second.
This is ridiculous. I love it, guys. Just while Patrick is going to go get his letters, make sure you check him out in the description. I'm going to share his Instagram. Make sure you check him out. I mean, I've never seen a guy as motivated as Patrick. All over his story, all over his Instagram. You know, he's game. He's ready to show what he's made of in October on the Bkfc prospect card. And here he is. He's back.
Fuck. Right, how can I turn this? Can you turn the camera around on me?
I'm not too sure. You might have to like put it up against you.
Yeah, 2 seconds. I'd have to. What I'll do, after the podcast, I'll send you the photo over. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, we can see it. We can see it. We believe you. Obviously, that big stamp at the top. I mean, yeah, we definitely believe you, Patrick. But that's wild. Fighting with an injury. Is that okay? Are you sure you want to fight with that injury?
Oh, I wouldn't miss this opportunity if I think of it like this. If I turn down the opportunity, they'll see me as a bit of a shithouse. So, bare knuckle. If your shoulder goes, you have to keep going, don't you? If your hand breaks, you have to keep going. Fucking face is broke. You have to keep going. What have I done there? Yeah. If you're hungry for it, then that's what you've got to do, I suppose. And that's why I want to do a lot of training with a lot of better people than me, so I do get the experience of getting punched right in the face. So I have to go through hell really for this. And that's what I'm going to do.
Bare knuckle is probably the hardest combat sport that we have. It's very unusual to kind of prepare.
It really, can you?
You can't really explore bare knuckle because you're just going to ruin your chances of getting to the fight. So how do you envision preparing? Is it boxing gloves 10 ounce? Is it MMA gloves 4 ounce, 6 ounce?
Yeah.
Is that the feeling?
Definitely 10 ounce gloves to start off with for the first probably 2 weeks of the camp, which is starting Monday. I'm going to start my camp Monday properly. Food correct, training, no corners cut, nothing but hard work. I won't be going back to work. I won't be doing nothing but that. So yeah. But Monday it'll start. It'll be 10 ounce gloves, and then that will only be for the first 2 weeks or something. And then after that, I want to be doing 4s. There's a lad out of the gym called John Walker. He fights on Bkfc. I don't know if you've seen his debut.
I don't really watch BKB that much, to be honest. The top fighters coming out of BKB, like Sean George, etc.
Yeah, well, like I say, he had a fight in that he won. He's a rough lad, so it'll be good to get some sparring in with him. And like I said, there's my opponent's a lot taller than me, so is this lad. So I wouldn't mind having a few spars with him with the 4s on. Other than that, I'll just be, as long as I'm fit, sharp, and I can take a punch, it's all good.
Obviously, he's going to give some advice down to himself to how to kind of prepare yourself for a bare knuckle fight. He's going to be somewhat of a mentor to yourself, so he'll give you a lot of advice. Once you get into camp fully, I feel like that's when you will learn a lot what you're in for, basically.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I'm looking to go camp to get beaten up. That's what I want, to get used to it, like I say. But other than that, I'm looking forward with this. I'm going to be putting 100% effort into this. So, but no, I'm open for a lot of advice. And like I say, the boxing coach I've got Lee Gibson. He already corners a few BK fighters, so BKFC fighters. lad was fighting on the show. I remember it was a few weeks back. So I'm looking for some good advice, of course.
Absolutely. My last question, Patrick. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of eyes, more eyes on any other fight that you've ever had, and it's crazy because you're so early on in your career as well. Talk to me about what fans are going to expect from your fight style. And obviously moving forward, what can fans expect to see when they lay eyes on you when you're in a scrap in the middle of a fight? What sort of fighter is Patrick?
I am taking a step back when I get into this fight. Trust me, it's going to be hands up tight, and it's going to be in to kill, seek and destroy, and that's it. I'm coming to that. That's exactly what I'm doing. Seek and destroy. It's no bouncing about, shotting a jab. I'm going in there to impress this first fight, and I'm coming for a stoppage, and that's it.
And that right there, Patrick, is my social media clip. I'm going to click that straight away. That's going straight on social media. This will come out on the day, so this will come out at 9 p.m. So in about 2.5 hours. I'm going to work hard to get this one out because I know there's a lot of people wanting to watch this on your side, Patrick. So I appreciate your time, Patrick. An absolute pleasure. And I'll catch you real soon. After the debut, we'll have to re-catch up.
Yeah, definitely. Other than that, yeah, definitely. Thank you for the opportunity to come and do my first podcast. It's been a pleasure. We'll have to work together.
I know you're only down the road in Middlesbrough. Obviously, if there is opportunity, I'd love to come into your camp and obviously kind of watch a little bit, trying to make maybe a little mini documentary leading up to it.
Yeah, that'd be great, mate. And like I say, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And no, thank you for the opportunity, mate. I appreciate it.
I appreciate your time coming on. Obviously, 20 minutes out of your day, it's a lot. So it's a lot of effort. Even if when you're fighting, everyone's busy these days. So I appreciate your time.
No, not a problem. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week, mate. And good speaking to you.